I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. Marco Rubio seems to have a new plan of action for winning the GOP nomination. According to the New York Times, the Florida senator's campaign strategy has shifted towards zeroing in on competitor Ted Cruz, perhaps in a way to stop the Texas senator's momentum with conservative voters. Here with political analysis are Douglas Smith in D.C. and Adam Goodman in Tampa. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Adam, let me start with you. Have you noticed a change in Rubio's campaign?
Absolutely. First of all, as Republicans, we believe competition is good. So I think this is a very, very important part of the process. Marco Rubio, basically what he's done is he's gone from flying below the radar to 30,000 feet. And he sees that Ted Cruz is in the same lane, the same channel as he is. And Cruz, to his credit, is running a very social media savvy, grassroots-driven campaign with money in the bank and conservatives in his corner. And I don't think this has been written as much about of late, but I think it's what's going on. Cruz is going after, clearly, the conservative right. Marco ultimately wants to inherit the establishment mantle in this race, and I think he's got a good shot at doing that, which sets up a very interesting contest between himself and Cruz, and possibly, of course, never to be underestimated in the third corner, Donald Trump.
All right, Douglas, do you see the same thing happening? You notice the change in Rubio's campaign?
I do notice a little bit, but I will confess, as a backer of Secretary Clinton, it's great to see them fighting it out. Because the more they fight it out, the more distractions are taken away from us. You know, I think they're facing a real challenge. They all expected Donald Trump to have faded by now, and Donald Trump, despite the horrible and mean-spirited things he's saying, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And so I think they're all, both Ted Cruz and Senator Rubio, are playing the longer game here to position themselves with the hope that in the end, Trump will fall on that self-imposed grenade, if you will, hit a third rail and derail his campaign. But, you know, look, they both face a real challenge. I mean, particularly Senator Rubio. I mean, Senator Rubio has the problems that everyone painted President Obama with, as an inexperienced first-term senator running for president. And I think he is, in his limited experience in the Congress in handling foreign policy, trying to separate himself from some of the particularly outrageous things that Senator Cruz is playing. But they're both fighting for the same limited amount of oxygen, while at the same time trying to fend off Governor Christie from New Jersey, who, at least unlike the two of them, has had some federal experience, prosecution experience, going after terrorism on the international front.
Yeah, I want to bring up the Quinnipiac University poll, the latest poll that actually shows, of course, Donald Trump ahead, 27%. Rubio in second place with 17%, but both Carson and Cruz are at 16%. And this is curious, Adam. I mean, why not go after Carson? Why is Ted Cruz the target?
I think a lot of people feel that Ben Carson maybe has had his best day in this race and maybe is headed in the wrong direction for the interest of his effort. I think where this campaign is moving to is where the country is moving to. We're looking for leadership that seemingly has been absent in the Oval Office, and we're trying to do something about it, and we're not sure yet, Lauren, where we want to go. I do think I want to point out that we're still very early in the process. We've got a long way to go. The calendar plays mightily into what's about to happen, and everyone focuses on the early states of Iowa and New Hampshire. That's really just, you might say, the preseason. The major part of the season is going to happen, especially on March 1st, when we get into what's called the SEC primaries, with 12 states weighing in. And then on March 15th, the winner-take-all primaries. So I think there's still plenty of time beyond Cruz and Rubio and Trump for there to be the emergence of another player. It could be a Jeb Bush or a John Kasich or a Chris Christie. But I think this is good. I think conversation and competition of ideas is good, unlike the Democratic formula, which is a coronation.
Well, you know, you bring up a good point, because if you have your blinders on and get focused on just one candidate, you can kind of miss the others coming around your side as well. And so, you know, is this a good strategy to go after Cruz himself? Adam, I mean.
Oh, I think he almost has to start fighting it out a little bit, because it could get away from him. Cruz, as I said, is highly organized. Every time he says anything, Lauren, he seems to have 1.5 million hits on the web. He is not to be discounted. He's smart. He's capable. He's got a great background. And I think Marco now feels the show is on. The game is on. And I think he's trying to take on someone who is in the same lane or channel as he currently occupies.
And Douglas, I want to give you the last word on this. You know, what does Marco Rubio need to do to focus on, you know, as they're leading up to the primaries?
Well, first of all, Adam, I couldn't agree more. We're all for the competition on the Republican side. In fact, I'd like to see you guys compete it all the way up to Cleveland. I think a contested convention would be fabulous, and we encourage that competition at the last minute. You know, I think Senator Rubio, well, he is falling behind Senator Cruz, and he has to figure out a breakout moment. I applaud Senator Rubio that up until now he's led a really thoughtful campaign, whereas Senator Cruz has continued to throw out extremism, hateful remarks that, much like Donald Trump, garners tremendous press. And that's going to be Senator Rubio's challenge. You know, how does he continue to balance what he said all along, that he wanted to run a campaign that his family would be proud with, against some of his competitors who are willing to say anything to get the nomination?
All right.
But as I said, we look forward to that competition all the way up to Cleveland.
All right. I want to thank you so much, Douglas and Adam. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And for more on this developing story, you want to go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.